So Wayne Shorter is a jazz saxophonist and composer and innovator and band leader. He's recorded quite a lot of albums as a leader. His first album was in 1959. His most recent was in 2018. He's been involved with other people that I've heard of. He's been involved with Art Blakey, Miles Davis. Practically everybody's heard of Miles Davis, and the fusion band Weather Report. And many times he has been voted the best saxophonist by some saxophonist magazine, the name of which I cannot. So this is Wayne's ninth jazz album, apparently. So looking at the names of people involved, there are a couple of names that I recognise, but the one that stands out is that the piano is being played by somebody called Herbie Hancock, who you may have heard of. He's had quite a diverse career. Um, Apparently, this album is an attempt to depict the meaning of existence, God, and the universe. So, uh, nothing too big or grandiose there, you can see. Um, how to describe it? Well, it's free jazz, which means it's jazz where it can be hard to understand where the structure is. Um, the first time I listened through, I've listened through twice. On my first listen, I really didn't like it. It's deliberately and relentlessly discordant, so the notes clash with each other quite a lot, and it doesn't follow, normal expected ideas of harmony. Um, so I want to take a quick break here and talk a little bit about weird music. I'm going to probably end up saying this every time I get a challenging album to review, which is that I don't like audio snobbery or musical snobbery. I don't like it when people try to imply that because they listen to things that are less accessible than other people, they are somehow a better listener or more sophisticated or something like that. Um, and I really don't ever want to give the impression that I think that just because I listen to some stuff that is weird and appreciate it, that it means that I am a better, more cultured person than anybody watching this. Has got their own taste. Now, I'm not completely immune to musical snobbery. There are things that I will look down my nose at, things like Baby Shark, for example. Um, but mostly, I try to keep an open mind about these sort of things. Having said that, sometimes with weird music, you have to learn how to listen to it in order to appreciate it. And I think actually that this is true for music in general, is that we learn how to listen to music. Um, so I'm not a stranger to jazz or to weird music. I've got some fairly eclectic tastes in some things. This kind of jazz does feel a bit to me like it's an extreme form of music. Um, and there are some people who seem to go into extreme forms of music purely for the well, not purely, but partly uh, for the effect that it is exclusive and that it keeps other people out of this kind of small club of people who like to listen to it. And I would, uh, along with that, I would put gangster rap and death metal and other things that some people find off-putting. Um, so after my first listen, I didn't really look forward to listening again. I finally got around to it. And I actually strangely got a lot more out of it the second time round. So again, I think I must have been listening differently to it. So I think instead of listening to the notes and focusing in my head on how discordant it was, I I took a slight step back and listened to the textures rather than notes. And I found that I was actually getting more of the structure. Um, the discordance that's in there, it creates a sort of tension. And I think you could achieve almost the same with music that was harmonic if you had the same kind of textures and effects in, but it wouldn't be quite the same because you wouldn't have this tension that comes from the discord. So I kind of enjoyed it the second time through. I kind of hated it the first time through. I don't know if it made a difference that I read about it in between the two listens or whether I was just in a different mood. I would say that it's not hugely accessible if free jazz or these kind of more extreme sorts of music aren't something that you tend to be able to tolerate. I would definitely stay away from this. But if you have the ability to cope with it, then maybe you'll get something out of it, just like I did the second time.